We're going to come down, my photographer's going to come down with me here. We're walking down right to the bank. Now, you can see these light brown rocks here. Back in December, that's where the water line used to be. Many people here hoping this could be another magical run, just like in 2016. We've got the flags here too. Welcome to the classroom. Well, maybe it's not your typical classroom. We've got your race car here. That's about the center of the room. As you come back here, you've got your go-karts, you've got your tools. This is where a lot of students, they trade in their pens and their pencils for things here like a wrench. In terms of investigations, Horry County Fire Rescue, they are still on scene. They're working to figure out what the cause of this fire was. They say that the conditions right now for mosquitoes are worse in this part of town than they were even after Hurricane Matthew. They tell us that's because those eggs, they are staying in that stagnant water. If you live here in Cherry Grove, chances are you're not surprised that it's flooded. The difference between the water and the land here, not very much. But what is surprising is the amount of water that came, and if you take a look behind me, the amount of water that is actually still here. In the Cherry Grove section of North Myrtle Beach Saturday morning, these roads looking more like the ocean, concerning for people just waking up.
What's going on here? And I told my wife the big creek is up.
Daryl and his wife were on vacation from Missouri. All morning they saw folks like Samuel driving through the water.
I knew I had to get out, so I tried to turn the other way, but it just got deeper,
which cut his drive short. A city spokesperson tells us officers closed roads because of the water. They didn't receive any emergency calls. He says it's not unusual for this area to flood, especially with a strong rainstorm during king tide.
Not only did we have a king tide in effect this morning, but we also had a storm system that was at times delivering heavy rainfall. On top of that, Cherry Grove's only about 10 feet above sea level, so all of those factors combined to give us a flooding situation that we saw this morning.
But William Darling's never seen the tide this high, and he's lived here since 2001. 6 inches of water filled his house.
I got new carpet, new couch, new chair, everything's shot.
A similar scene around the area, our Garden City cam showing the tide seeping over the dunes. In Socastee, the Intracoastal Waterway also looking higher than usual. And in Murrells Inlet, the tide covered sections of the marsh walk. A construction site. You wouldn't know about these woods if you weren't looking for them. Unfortunately for Carl Hall, he's looking in them.
I feel like a part of me is missing right now.
It started when Hall took his search and rescue canine, Hope, to the woods Tuesday night, simulating search and rescue missions. They do it every week.
If you keep it fun and keep, enjoyable, they'll want to do the job more.
Every 3 months, he chooses this spot to hide training equipment for her to find. He rotates locations.
I actually spend more time with her than my family with work.
Tuesday after training, he put her in the crate in his car.
And I had the fan blown on her and locked up the car and went out and got my training articles. And then when I came back, she was gone.
Also missing were 3 bags of equipment. He says he left the window partially down, but wasn't gone for long.
It's confusion. In a way, I don't know what to think.
The worst part, waking up each morning without her.
The routines, I kind of want to go and start that routine, and it's like, oh yeah, she's not here right now.
He and his wife Elizabeth have tried everything, all to rescue his friend, who usually handles the rescuing.
She has a great job to save lives and find missing people and to assist in any way that we can.
The normal's not there anymore.
But Bruce Walters considers himself lucky. We first met him during Hurricane Florence. His home is just down by the Lumber River. At the time, he was bracing for impact.
I put it up to the ground so that if the water may not get it. I hate for it to ruin that nice finish.
Weeks later,
it's not there anymore.
The cleanup. And today, after months of work and help from a local church group, he's back home.
Here's the shower door.
His signature shower door, right where it belongs. But it's because his new normal was a constant project after 4 feet of water inside.
Hope we don't get flooded again.
He's one of the few people in this town who's back.
The few of us that are here, we're still trying to hold on.
The town's main road is mostly empty, and the church across the street full of people who can't get back home, like Diana Owens. Her house, where she was born and raised, wasn't in a flood zone, but the damage speaks for itself.
I can't get grant funds or any funds to elevate my home. It doesn't make any sense for me to move back into my home knowing that we could be flooded again.
Town leaders tell us they're exploring all options to find out why they've suffered 2 major floods in just 3 years. Working with the state and county, even starting a hydrology study. But the question, is it too late?
If this house was to flood again, I don't know if I would come back. I love living here, but 3 times would be too much.